Hello, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you can stay warm. I just want to do a little recap of this week, touch on a few things, and then answer your questions that you submitted and tell you what's coming up next week. You still have plenty of time to complete the lessons and do the survey. You don't have to do all the challenges. Again, they're just there as tools for you to get better understanding of the lessons. So the first one to cover is why diets fail. I'm just going to give you three no fluff answers. One, you're not in a calorie deficit. A lot of people assume they're not eating that very many calories when actually they are eating more than they think. You would be surprised. Bites, licks, and nibbles, a little dressing here, a little peanut butter there, a few nuts there, all these things add up. And if you're really trying to nail down your diet, that can really sabotage that. The second one is you're not giving enough time. I would say when you start to change your diet, to give it 7 days for your body to kind of flush out all the extra water from the salt and whatnot. And then after 7 days, that's when you set your baseline weight. And I would also suggest that you weigh yourself at the same time every day in the morning and take an average, because your weights are going to fluctuate throughout the day. And the other one is it's not sustainable. So the big one with this is that if it's not something that you can do for a long time, that you get some enjoyment out of, you're not going to do it. Like, for instance, if you have a cheat meal and you're looking forward to that cheat meal and you can't wait, then you need to reassess, well, is this diet really going to work if I have to have a meal off this plan? So again, you can definitely, I'm going to go over some easy ways to cut calories and to be on a diet without really going overboard. So those are my practical tips as to why most diets fail. Again, it's you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not giving enough time, and it's not sustainable. So the first thing I want to cover is as far as cravings. One thing, if you're having a craving, again, I talked about this in the lesson, but think, would I eat an apple right now? If you would eat an apple, then you're probably hungry. But if you're craving something, then you're not going to want that apple. And also, if you're really wanting something, don't say to yourself, I cannot have this. Just say to yourself, okay, I'll eat this later. And maybe give yourself a time. Maybe go take a walk or just kind of get away from that environment and come back and see if you still want it. And also ask yourself, okay, if I eat this, is this worth my goals? Does this go towards my goals? Is another thing. Again, there's the lesson on that has a lot of really good content. All right, so now we're going to get down to some real easy ways to figure out how many calories you need and create a deficit. We don't have to worry about all the crazy math and all the equations. I definitely recommend using an app, but all you have to do is multiply your weight by 10 if you're sedentary, 12 if you're moderately active, and 15 if you're very active. Take that number and then reduce that number by 300 to 500 calories. That's a very easy way to start seeing if you're in a deficit. Again, I recommend an app over that, but if you just want to go with a simple method, that would definitely work. And if you want to count calories, if you want to lose weight without counting calories, here is one sure method. You have the 3-plate method. Essentially, you have 3 meals a day. Each plate has 50% vegetables and fruit, about 25 to 30% of starches and carbs, and 25 to 30% of protein. 3 meals a day, 3 plates, that's it. And I promise that will put you in a calorie deficit. I had another question is, should you add calories if you're not losing weight? The first thing I'm going to say to this is, what are your calories? Do you know what your calories are? How do you know you're even in a deficit if you're not tracking? So my suggestion for this would be to track, and then if you are not losing weight and you feel like you're not getting enough calories, add 200 to 300 calories to that. So I hope these things help you out. Again, next week we have some good stuff. We have why you're always hungry, how to fix it, stop demonizing carbs, they're not the enemy, and eating out without screwing up, and then quick snacks that actually work. So all those lessons will drop on Monday. Next Friday, we'll do our first raffle. You still have time to finish the lessons for this week. We're going to do a PTO raffle at the end of the program, and we'll have weekly raffles. Again, the lessons are on Better Me, LMC, all of them are there. One more thing before we wrap up. I just want to show this to you. So if you have lost a pound of fat, that is what this looks like. So if you lost 5 pounds of fat, you've lost 5 of these. That's a great accomplishment. I mean, 5 pounds of this is a big deal. So, don't sell yourself short. Anything is progress, okay? And one thing that I'm trying to learn is consistency always beats intensity. So I hope you guys stay warm and have a great weekend.